And as you feel the base of your spine rooting down into the ground, feel Mother Earth holding you, holding all parts of you. Notice if there's any parts of your body that want to release into the earth. And give yourself permission to do that. This earth that has held all parts of us for our entire lives, that has held our ancestors, that will hold generations to come. As we root downwards through our seats, we can also draw strength up from Mother Earth, up through our spines, up through the tops of our heads. And so feeling your spine extend downwards as well as upwards. Holding yourself with a strong back, which might enable you to open your chest, lay back your shoulders, and receive the soft front. Hands resting on your thighs in a position that supports this opening of the shoulders and the heart center. And your eyes can be closed if that's comfortable for you, or if it's not, you can allow them to rest with just a soft gaze so that they're just a little bit open, but not really looking at anything in particular. And this practice that we're going to do today is about coming home to the breath in our bodies, which is just really another way to say we're coming home to the present moment. And so starting to bring your attention to the breath in this body that's strong and soft, allowing the breath to flow to all the parts it needs to flow to. Noticing where in your body you can actually feel the breath. Noticing the more obvious places where it's easier to feel the breath. Maybe in the back of your throat, or in the depths of your belly. And noticing the places where it might not be so obvious to feel the breath. Maybe in your forearms or your fingertips. Most of the time we're running around in this life not paying attention to the breath. Yet the breath is this vital, vital process that keeps us alive. And we're not doing it. The body is breathing itself. And so every day, every moment, we're exercising a little bit of faith that this body will keep breathing, keeping us alive. And in this practice of bringing our attention to the breath in the body, we can maybe do so with some gentleness and gratitude. Paying attention is often the same thing as caring, as offering love. And so by paying attention to this breath in the body, we can care for our bodies and this process that is happening on its own. Really giving it our time and our attention. Every inch of this breath and this breath. And this single breath, this one. And when the mind wanders, or maybe a sound grabs our attention, no need to judge or to scold or anything like that. This is just the natural movement of the mind. And so when the mind goes from the breath, that moment that we've noticed that it's gone is a moment of waking up. Oh, the mind is not with the breath. And then we can return to our original intention of accompanying the breath in this body with our mind. So coming back, coming home to the breath in the body. And we do that over and over again. This practice is the practice of coming home, guiding ourselves to come home over and over again. And again, if we notice our minds wandering, our thinking minds going on and on, as soon as we notice, we can pause that thinking mind. We don't have to make any judgments or dive into the content of that thought. We can just leave it. It doesn't matter what types of thoughts we're having here. A thought is a thought is a thought. So as soon as we interrupt that thinking mind, we can just notice that it's there and then gently invite ourselves to come back to this body, this breath that's doing its own thing, that does its own thing every day, as well as the organs and processes within our bodies that also do their own things to keep us alive without us having to do them. So much gratitude for just these processes that come and go, that don't require us to think about them. This body is our connection with the earth, just as the processes of the earth happen naturally. The sun shines naturally. And so every time we come home from a thought or a sound, we come home to this body, to this moment that captures all of this. Where do you feel the breath in the body? How does it feel in the body? Is there a texture, a color, a temperature? Where do you feel it that's more obvious and less obvious? This practice is so simple. It's just coming back over and over again to the breath. And it does take a little bit of faith to say, yes, this is all I need to do right now. Just pay attention to the breath. And when my mind goes, gently come back. That's it. That's the practice over and over again. In these last few minutes of practice, I invite you to pay a little special attention to the tone with which you're speaking to yourself when you bring yourself back from a thought or a sound or something that is not breath. Are you being harsh and scolding and striving? Are you being gentle, kind, and straightforward? How are you talking to yourself? Thank you for your practice.